come from every quarter, from the north, south, east, and west, to clear the way to freedom for the land we love the best.
Hi, Brendan, Surfisty Nerd, and today, if you hear any music in the background, that would be because of a new little area they built on a 5-acre lot a few houses down. They built a little convention party center that mainly hosts Indian weddings, and so they're having one today, and they're partying it up. So if you hear the music, I apologize. But yeah, so today I do feel bad because this isn't much. This is kind of pathetic, honestly, to show off as a video, in my opinion. But y'all asked for it, and I did want to show it off just because it is a cool stuff, some really cool stuff. And this will be the beginning of a full genuine impression that hopefully will be started up soon. However, before we get to this, I did want to give some updates on what's going to be happening recently, and some just, you know, what's going on, like what's next, kind of sort of thing. Nothing bad's going on. But next up, my goal is to save up money for an M79. That is my next objective. Once I do that, then I can get 2 impressions out of the way, which I'm not going to review yet, although you might already know if you've watched those videos, because I've already kind of showed the work in progresses for them. But those will be coming out hopefully soon. I almost have the money, but we'll see how that goes. It's probably not going to be for a while. It's probably still going to be a couple months until that happens, so I do apologize. But I do have a lot of really cool impression videos planned. But I have 3 impressions that can come from me buying an M79, obviously all Grenadier related. But those will be pretty cool, and I think those will go well. And I'm excited to do those. And then lastly, whenever that is done, and I will put up a post, and I know I'm announcing it now, but people will probably forget. But I will put up a post of people who want to vote on if you'll want me to do this WW1 US impression, or do the early Vietnam War 128th Black Lions impression. Because pretty much what I'm doing is I'm actually doing 128 just either for World War I or early Vietnam. It's going to be y'all's choice. Of course, I'm going to do both of them. Just which one do you want first is what I'm going to be asking y'all. So yeah, that one will be fun. But we're going to go over what I have at the moment, and the work in progress. And there is a bug that has just killed a spider and is dragging it off. Anyways, while our friend there is dragging off his meal onto my canteen, we're gonna go over what I have here. So again, this is beginning of the impression. The impression is gonna go 2 ways. I'm gonna be doing 1st Infantry Division 128 when the Black Lions got their name. And then, as you can see there, 36th Infantry Division. I'll explain that because I know people are going to rave in the comments about patches in World War I. Don't worry, I know. World War I's my favorite war, so I know. This is the one thing I do a heck of a lot of research on. Probably more than anything, to be honest. But yes. So, I'll be doing Rifleman, possibly Grenadier. But I'll do Rifleman, and then also we will be doing Sergeant. So I'm going to see how that goes. But I'm going to stick with the basic Rifleman and have that patch for whenever I want to do a Sergeant impression. Which will pretty much be the same, just a little different. I already have some stuff, but anyways, let's get into it. So, I'm going to talk about what I have, what I need, obviously, and then what I'll replace. So, I have 2 cartridge belts here. We have a original M1910 cartridge belt, which I will not be using just because it's a little ripped and starting to wear, not in the best condition. But still really cool to have, and I want to bring it out and show you all. And we have a reproduction M1917 cartridge belt from What Pies Glory. I've been advised to get all original equipment, so I might replace that with an original cartridge belt eventually, but that's to be determined. That's a future thing. We have a reproduction at the front M1910 first aid pouch, which I do want to place because this kind of looks stupid right here and stuff like that. And it's not the greatest in the world. But yeah, so that will probably be replaced with an original. This is a reproduction Marine first pattern canteen, so ignore this. This is just the stand for the M1910 canteen. Of course, I will be getting the original cover. Probably not an original canteen, but I would like to probably end up getting a reproduction canteen and cup. But yeah, and then Over here we have the M2 gas mask. Of course, this was actually used by U.S. forces early on, but of course their main gas mask was the SBR, or small box respirator, which is the British gas mask, and they had their English corrected version, which is the one I'll be getting. I will say that a lot of the stuff I will be getting first off will probably be more of the 36th stuff. That could also work for the first ID. I'm going to be doing late war, so a lot of the first ID stuff I'm going to have is like they would mainly have more British stuff and like directly British stuff. Of course, a lot of our stuff we had was remakes of the foreign stuff, like the gas mask. We had the English correct version, and the helmet was just the British one, slightly modified. Yeah, but they probably would have that more British stuff, but they would be resupplied with more U.S. stuff as time goes on. So that's what I'm kind of showing, but we'll get to that when that happens. I'm rambling about things that aren't happening yet. So anyways, M2 gas mask. This isn't the best reproduction, just I think because of the cover. I think it's supposed to be a waxy red color, which is what it's actually supposed to be. There's a reproduction of that though, and then I will probably get to replace this. But I will have this just as a secondary gas mask, and if I ever want to do mid-1918 for the U.S., kind of like the U.S.'s early look, then that will definitely be nice to have. I have some cool original patches here. We have a original Sergeant's patch from World War One, and then I believe these to be original. I don't think they're not, but and then we have a 36 infantry patch. This is technically post-war, and I do know that. The patch only the 81st had division patches in World War One. All the rest of them made them, but never had them. They would have them post-war. But yeah, so we have a post-war 36th division infantry division patch. My neighbor's driving his really nice cars. And then we have a reproduction. I do believe it is reproduction. Could be original. I don't think it is though. M1910, 1911 ammo pouch. Yeah, that one's pretty cool to have. And then I have my two most prized possessions out here today. We have the original M1917 U.S. Stowboy helmet with an original liner that is in excellent condition, and I'll probably get replaced. The chin strap was replaced, and I don't think it's the right color. It's a reddish brown, very red, and I will probably actually just end up re-dyeing it. I think that might work the best. I'll probably just re-dye the strap if I can do that. If not, I'll just get the whole liner replaced and have that replaced as well, which I think is what I'm going to do. But very cool helmet. We have the serial number down here. And I asked some people who know about the serial numbers, and they said this helmet they believe is from early 1918. So very cool. And then my second most prized possession is my M1905 bayonet here. This is for the Springfield 1903. And if it's an original bayonet with a reproduction holster. The bayonet, as you can see here, it has the early style handle with all the grooves. Later ones are just smooth, and it's got the blackening, which is an early style thing. But if you look at the, you got 1906. So these are 1905 bayonets, and they were first produced in 1906. So this is a first-year production. And 1905 bayonet from Rock Island Arsenal, which is pretty freaking cool. And on the other side, it has U.S. So I know most of the divisions were armed. I think it was 2/3 of the divisions were armed with the Enfield Model 1917. So I will be getting a bayonet for that, and hopefully a Model 1917 eventually. But for 1st Infantry Division, they had Springfields, so that's why I have the bayonet. That was also kind of cheap for what those things go for. So I will be doing getting a Springfield for that, and then the 1917 for the 36th Infantry Division. Then over here we have the World War I mess tin, pretty cool, dated 1918. And then over here we have what I believe is a either unissued or reproduction World War I U.S. grenade vest. It says the Warner Bros on the back, March of 1918, so I have no idea. But these weren't really used a lot in World War I. There was some use, but most action they saw was in World War II as a shotguns vest for the Marines. So yeah. But anyways, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.
We've left our occupation and home so far and dear, but when the going's rather rough,